My name is Andy Jenkins, and in this video, you're about to see a video within a video. And the first video that you're going to see is remarkably bad.
And I'm Andy's business partner, Mike Filsaime, and here's why we're showing you this bad video. It has 34 mistakes most marketers make, even the experienced ones.
Now, all of the mistakes fit into three categories. There's the geeky stuff like encoding and audio levels, white balance, and aspect ratios.
Then there's the visual stuff like bad camera framing, poor exposure, ugly design, and distracting sets.
And finally, there's the terrible message, weak calls to action, pointless feature thumping, and the utter lack of benefits to the viewer.
We don't expect you to spot all of the mistakes, especially if you're new to video marketing. In fact, in order to help you follow along, every time there's a mistake, we'll flash a little icon.
But here's what this video is really all about. Honestly, making bad videos is pretty easy. The majority of video marketers don't need our help with that. What we're excited about is what comes after the bad video, because after you endure this excruciating video,
it really is a tour de force of horrible.
Mike and I are gonna do a shot-by-shot review of that video, explain what was wrong, and
tell you how to fix it.
Welcome to Video Genesis. Now hold on, before we roll on the badness, y'all should know about an argument that Mike and I are having.
Oh boy.
You see, for the example video, I wanted to do a straight up epic video. I'm talking about something you'd see like in a movie trailer. Or a really cool lightsaber battle. Or even a demonstration video of how to make a green smoothie.
What are these carrots made of metal?
But I was shot down, denied, given the Heisman.
Here's the thing, we all know Andy can make great video. I mean, he went to NYU Film, has an Emmy for editing, and is film partners with both the Blair Witch Project director and the executive producer of Lord of the Rings. We get it. He's a pro.
So you let me get my freak on?
No. Look, we want you to pay attention to what you can do to improve your videos, not be focused on the type of content in this example.
Oh, well then I've got a great idea.
No.
So Mike has talked me into doing a video about, brace yourselves, to-do lists. Now, between you and I think it would be cool if we...
Just to be absolutely clear, this example video is meant to be bad and in no way reflects what we think a video should ever, ever, ever be. Andy is a truly talented marketer and video craftsman. All of his ideas were great. But for this one, let's just focus on the mistakes that even experienced marketers are making today.
This video is bad, but don't blame Andy or Mike. They just wanted to be sure you know how to make your videos right.
Here we go. Hello. Today we're going to take a look at some excellent to-do software. It's called Trello, and it's from a company called Fog Creek Software. There's a business version that's available for only $25 a month. And so let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if Trello is right for you. Okay, so check it out. You can pick any browser, so let's pick Firefox like this. And we're going to enter the URL http://www.trello. Oops.com. Okay, and we'll just log in, and I'm just gonna, so you know, you can't see my email address. It's just 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, so you know, we can just start a new board, and I got this one right here, right? So it's really easy to create to-do lists. See, it actually comes with these right here, to do and done. And so if I wanted to add something to do, it's very easy. I could just add a card. So I can put to do and click add, right? And then I could do something else. See how easy that is? Do important, do something else too, and how about, you know, because do now. Now, there we go. All right, cool. So now once you have things entered, like you can move them around. So I can just grab it and drag it up here. And you know, this was really important. So maybe we could put do now right at the top there. So you can also, when you have things that are done, you could grab do important and just move it right over into there, do important, well, which is pretty cool. And here's some features of Trello, like to-do lists and checklists, and you could do honey-do or like grocery lists. You can do it for home improvement, and you can move them around like I showed you for priority, and it's in the cloud. It's very secure, and you can use any browser, and it will work on a Mac or a PC. Oh, here I wanted to show you one other thing here. If you go to Google or YouTube and you search for how to use Trello, oh look, I already did that, Trello with an iPhone, and you scroll down right here, this is the company, you know, Fog Creek Software, and if you just, you know, click on that, it will show you how you can put it on your iPhone or your iPad or, you know, whatever you want. You can just go watch this video on YouTube. Wait. Yeah, and just go to this address and you can watch it. This address right here. So thank you for watching this video. Remember, you can get Trello for only $25 a month, and it will do any kind of to-do list, and it works on a Mac or a PC. So go ahead and send this video to a friend if you think it's something that they could use, if you know Trello is the kind of to-do list that you think that they could use. Thank you.
Baby Jesus, we're sorry that we hurt you with that horrifying little bit. Baby Jesus will fix it forever and you'll never have to see it again.
Here you go, boss man. Here you go, boss man. Enjoy.
What are you drinking there, sport?
Pure misery.
You did over-exaggerate the badness.
Yeah. You know, my mother just saw that.
Your mother, the author?
Yeah.
Your mother, the best-selling author?
Yeah.
Look, we've all seen videos like this before. And we also know that people watching this are probably not making all the mistakes you just made.
Comforting. That's just what a video looks like when you've got one mistake every 7 seconds. It's a train wreck, and I blame you.
Maybe they're not making all of them, but Smart Money says they're making at least 10.
Yeah, you know, this is a classic good news, bad news situation. The bad news is...
Y'all can't afford to make even one mistake anymore.
That's right. Remember that test video we did on YouTube? Mm-hmm. Remember that audience retention stats, how they dipped at one point where we did some shenanigans?
Yeah, I remember, because I intentionally screwed up the audio during that part.
For science.
And not as bad as you just saw in the Bad Andy video.
Remember what they used to say about video? Just do video.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be any good.
It works even if it's bad.
Yeah, that's just not true anymore, girl.
But here's the good news. Every one of those mistakes, I can teach anyone how to fix in 4 sentences or less. You just need to know what to look out for and what to tweak.
So no one needs to throw out their camera?
Nope.
Or buy a new microphone?
Nope.
Or a bunch of new software?
Nope.
Or expensive video lights?
No, that last part of the Bad Andy video where I was on camera didn't even use video lights, but it was still properly lit and exposed.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Well done.
So we're not talking about a massive overhaul.
Exactly. So how about I do this? I show some intelligent, deliberate, but tiny little tweaks in each one of those 3 categories.
The geeky stuff, the visual stuff, the message stuff.
And when you stack all those tweaks up, they create a vastly superior marketing video.
Bossy marketing video.
So we're going to go fast because we have got a lot to cover.
We know you'll want to take notes, so Andy and I thought we'd make that a little bit easier.
Right on. So cousins and bosses, when Mike and I first started brainstorming about this training for this video, our original list had 101 mistakes on it.
We're about to cover 34 of them. We think that these 34 are not only the most common,
They're also the easiest to fix.
you can download our original list of 101 mistakes, and on that list, we've already identified the 34 we're about to show you. Below this video, you'll find a download button.
Now that button will do 3 important things.
First, it will not close this video, so you can keep watching and see all of the 34 fixes.
Now second, it will share the location of this video on your Facebook wall. We would love it if you would help us share the love and let other people know that they can make their videos get them much better traffic and conversion results.
And third, it will reveal a download link of a PDF document that has all 101 mistakes. So just click it and a new window will open with the download link. All right.
Let the healing begin.
Whoa, we didn't get far here. What's the mistake?
Well, Mike, this is the nature of encoding for the web. When you start out your video with a complex and dynamic visual like this, there's a lot of data that needs to be immediately sent to the viewer from the very first frame that the video starts. So instead of doing that, try starting out your videos with a very simple visual, one that doesn't fill up the interweb pipes and that the viewer's device, their video player, will have a chance to preload your video. Which brings us to the next issue.
The video is leading with a logo animation.
Yep, and this logo animation is pretty much worthless. It's not even that good, but it's about a company and what it does. But that really doesn't give an immediate benefit to the viewer, you know what I mean? So what you want to do is start with something called a cold open. Now, a cold open is a very simple, immediate hook that states exactly what the benefit to the viewer and what they will receive when they watch the video. Then you can play your fancy logo animation.
That's really loud.
Yeah, that's called over-modulated audio. So the signal is actually getting distorted because, there's too much of it. So here's the rule of thumb. Make sure your loudest signal stays in the yellow on the little graph that measures your audio, the little green bar, and then you add something called a limiter to keep the signal from over-modulation. Hello. Today we're going to take a look at some excellent to-do software.
So what happened there? There was a big pause before you started speaking.
Yep, that's called a pregnant pause, and it sucks out any energy you might have gained from your fancy animation. So here's the answer. Tighten up all of your edits. So what you want to do is 6 frames before you start speaking, that's the start point of that shot.
That's dark, but there's a lot of light in the background of the window. So how did that happen?
Yep, I see this all the time. When you're using a camera that has auto exposure, the surest way to confuse it is to put a big bright light somewhere in the frame. Now it's trying to expose for both the bright light and for my face, and it has failed at both. So here's how you deal with this.
A, don't have big bright lights in your shooting frame, right? B, always adjust your camera so the face is exposed properly. Don't worry about anything else. It can blow out, it can be too dark, but if the face is right, you're golden. And C, dramatic shadows are for episodes of like CSI Alaska or a thriller of the week. Get a lot of even light on both sides of the face until you can see the glint in their eye, baby. Yeah.
Okay, Andy, this is Southern California. So why did it look so cold in that shot?
Well, because the white balance of the camera is way off. It's actually trying to correct for interior light, but there's a lot of exterior light, which is blue coming in. So you use your camera's white balance feature to set the white point in the frame. Then all that bluishness will actually be white.
Cool. What's wrong with the framing of this shot?
Well, there's a lot wrong with this shot, so let's take it one at a time. First, it's the headroom. Now, there's enough space between the top of my freakishly large head and the top of the frame to drive a bus through. So what you want to do is tilt down so that there's just enough room for the space of a hand balled up the fist at the top of the frame.
Cool.
And that's how you frame that shot. B is the camera height. Like a lot of videos that are shot with, laptop webcams, this camera is far too low. So the rule of thumb is simple. The lens of the camera should be at the same height as the subject eyes are.
Today, we're going to take a look.
Now, I notice here the sound was really low. How did that happen?
Yeah, you're going to hear this kind of stuff when you're using different microphones or cameras. The trick is to do something called normalizing your audio. So for every track of audio you have, you want to normalize that track so it'll even out the levels and give you as much volume as possible without doing that overmodulation like we saw with that logo.
Today, we're going to take a look.
Now, this one was obvious. Even I noticed. The sound was only coming out of one speaker.
Yeah, so some editing programs make this mistake. Make sure that if you're only getting one channel of audio, like a lot of microphones are one channel, that audio, once it goes into your editing program, is panned center. Or take a stereo audio track and put it on a mono track. That way everything comes out the middle.
Cool. Now this one, I happen to say, I love your shirt, but there was some Charlie Brown stuff going on with the imaging there. What happened there?
It's a nice shirt, but it's not a nice shirt for a video. You see the little jaggies that you pointed out there, that's called moire. It's especially bad with DSL cameras because of something called sensor crop. So the bottom line is don't mess with tight patterns. Wear solid colors and only use solid black or white if you really know what you're doing with lighting.
Hello. Today, we're going to...
Who are you?
You're just asking this now?
Right.
Actually, you make a good point. There's nothing to identify me. No graphic, called a lower third, and I actually don't identify myself on camera, and that's rookie mistake, man. So
we're going to take a look at some excellent to-do software. It's called Trello, and it's a company called Fog Creek Software. The business version that's available.
That's a bad edit. That one cracks me up. Your head is here, and suddenly it pops over here.
Yeah, that's called a jump cut. Not a good Blair Witch style jump cut, but a bad, rookie, glaringly obvious jump cut. So you see that when people try to cut out part of a bad take. Now, this example was done with one take, and there was a mistake. So to fix that, you've got a couple of options. So option one is, hey guys, do another clean take. Option two, when you make a mistake, instead of trying to do just another full mistake-free take, just zoom the camera in. It's called changing the focal length, and you do something called a pickup, which is talking right before you made the mistake. Now, option three, if you've only got one take and you need to make that cut work, in your edit software, you can increase the scale of your video clip after the cut so it looks like you've zoomed in. Oh, yeah.
Which option do you use most?
Option three. Even if I don't make a mistake during a take, I'll still do the edit zooms because changing focal lengths makes a more dynamic tempo and pacing because there's more cuts.
Only $25 a month. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if Trello is right for you.
Here, the whole open is just bad from a message standpoint.
Yeah, you got that right, man. So number one, there's no hook. There's nothing promised to the viewer. No increase in productivity, no new and improved way of doing to-do lists, no curiosity, no fascination. Dude, it's awful. And then number two, you've got the price reveal. Important safety tip, marketers. It doesn't matter if the product that you're selling costs a nickel. If you don't demonstrate the value of your product before you introduce the price, then the value to your viewer is zero. And number 3, and see if it's right for you, question mark. I mean, if you don't think it's right for them, then why in Harry Potter's name are you wasting time making a video about it? Don't be weak. If you're going to invest your time and energy into promoting a product and ask for your viewers' precious, limited attention, the product in question better be life-changing, even if it is just a to-do list.
So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if Trello is right for you.
I've seen that one way too many times, reaching out to the camera to turn it off.
Yeah, I put it in there as a bit of a goof, but the fact of the matter is, just cut it out, right? Just like we said before, 6 frames after you stop speaking, start your transition to the next scene. You don't have to wait for people to settle. You want to get out as fast as possible.
Why 6 frames? What does that mean?
That's a little shorter than the 400 milliseconds it takes to blink your eye. And that's the time-tested rule of thumb for cutting in and out of different scenes.
So we're only 32 seconds in, and we've got 16 mistakes already.
Yeah, man, when it comes to failing, I don't mess around.
Okay, so check it out. You can pick any browser, so let's pick.
Now, I notice you got a hot-looking car on your desktop,
Yeah, that's an Audi R8 Spider convertible.
and nobody cares.
Exactly. 2 problems here. You're wasting a valuable opportunity to use a desktop background that perpetuates your brand. Number 2, clean up your desktop for the love of Neil Patrick Harris. I mean, here's a shortcut in ScreenFlow. Select Hide Desktop Icons. Now in Windows 7, right-click on your desktop and deselect the Show Desktop Icons button. Done.
Any browser, so let's pick Firefox, like this.
Now, do we really need to see you launching your browser?
No, not unless you're demonstrating browser launch speed. Edit that part out.
Okay.
And we're going to enter the URL, http://www.
Okay, this is like watching a really bad reality show. I can hear you typing, you're making mistakes, and we get to all watch it unfold.
Yeah, do your audience a favor. Just cut all that stuff out. They know how to type. Just get to the point where the full URL is in the browser bar, then say the URL out loud, then display the URL as a title on the screen. Pretty simple, right?
Right. It's so small.
I was born that way.
Cut.
It's so small.
That's what she said.
Oh, come on, guys.
It's really hard to read the text.
It is. So you've got to zoom, baby, zoom. Use your screen capture software and zoom the area of interest up until it's completely obvious what you're trying to show them.
Just log in, and I'm just going to, so you can't see my email address.
Okay, I understand hiding personal or private information. What can we do here to protect ourselves?
Well, you've got a couple options. In your screencasting or editing software, you can grab a shape and hide that, just set it over your info. Number 2, you can tell them that they would enter their information in that area and have another tab open where you've already logged in and you can just switch tabs. Or number 3, log in, but cut that part out. They get it. They get it.
Okay, but what if you wanted to log in and show some stats of your account? Like if you wanted to show some testing results and you wanted them to absolutely believe it was your account you were logging into. So you wanted to keep it in real time.
Well, easy. Before you record, change your username and password. And then after you record, change it back. But even if you want to show it in real time, don't make them suffer through your typing. Just show it entered and thump the log on button.
It's just 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, so we can just start a new board, and I got this one right here, right?
Besides not being zoomed in, it looks barren.
Yeah, well, remember what we're trying to accomplish here. Show capabilities of this application. We can and we should do a better job of demonstrating capabilities by showing how this product could be used in a real world scenario. I mean, that's the ownership experience, right? So show how a real project might look. pre-fill the to-do list. Don't make us sit there while you come up with completely non-relevant and unhelpful examples because you're doing this off the top of your head.
Right. And just to keep beating that dead horse, hearing the keyboard clicking away, along with figuring out how to spell words like now, is not respecting the viewer's time.
Yeah, that's right. No good.
All right, cool. So now once you have things entered, like you can move them around. So I can just grab it and drag it up here.
You say you can move it around and stuff. What's missing here?
Well, the why. Yes, we can move it around. But why is that important? What benefit would that be to a user? I mean, what circumstances would compel us to move something around? When you're showing how to do something, don't ever forget to explain why the user might want to be motivated to do that and what the benefit to the user is once they've done it.
Logical.
Well, which is pretty cool. And here's some features of Trello.
Okay, this one cracks me up. That's like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon intro.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of badness going on here. First, the design and colors are completely non-consistent with the only two things they should be consistent with. The brand of the author, remember the bad logo animation? Well, it still has a color scheme and a font selection and a look and feel. And at the very least, the slides should reinforce that brand. It might be nice if there was a little brand logo somewhere on the screen too, you know, like a little bug. Or you could make the colors and design more closely match the product design. You know, Trello put a lot of thought into the user interface, so why not complement theirs with the same design choices in your slides?
And one more thing, why not use the logo from the product here? Just, you know, a thought.
Here's some features of Trello.
What's with the black bars on the side?
Well, that's a mistake. Shocking, I know. So that's called a pillar box. Instead of a letter box, you know, where you've got those black strips on the top and bottom of your video, a pillar box has them on the sides. So this is caused by choosing a slide size, you know, in Keynote, that is a square aspect ratio. Now, square is 4:3, like the old televisions we used to have.
The ones with the tubes.
Right, exactly. So most all video today is a rectangular aspect ratio, otherwise known as 16:9 widescreen. And that's what you get when you put a square image inside of a rectangular frame. So the deal is, whatever the dimensions are of your live video, make sure that you use the same aspect ratio for your slides.
Gotcha.
And it's usually 16:9.
Gotcha, cool.
And here's some features of Trello, like to-do lists.
Whoa, this sounds different.
Yeah, I used yet another type of microphone to record this. So here's the rule of thumb. Use a maximum of 2 microphones, one for your live on camera stuff and one for anything you do to capture your voice when you're doing like screen capture or doing a slide presentation. Now, advanced users will know how to use only one microphone, but we'll cover that in a separate tutorial.
Cool.
Like to-do lists.
Now, this looks very corporate, the way the bullet points appear.
Now, look, this is forgivable, but it can be better. So instead of a single slide with a lot of bullet points, put one bullet point on a slide and transition from slide to slide.
So you'll have less clutter and more activity. Right. More action will be happening on the screen.
That's exactly right, man. Here's a little secret. Every time something happens on the screen, it resets the viewer's attention span. They pay attention, and that's a good thing.
Cool.
Like to-do lists and checklists, and you could do...
Speaking of bullets, these are all features.
This is the capital sin of copywriting. This makes baby marketing Jesus weep. Mike, the best marketing that's ever been done is the kind that highlights the benefit of the feature. So instead of what it is, those bullets should be focused on how what it does helps the user reduce pain or increase pleasure.
Marketing 101.
You would think.
A PC. Oh, here, I wanted to show you one other thing.
Okay, I don't even know what to call this badness. Why don't people edit this junk out?
Some think that there's something thrilling about being raw and real and live. It's crap. I mean, it looks amateur, it sounds amateur, it's amateur, period. So now others get stuck because they don't know how to edit out the visual clutter, but keep what they said in their audio preserved. So here's my advice. If you ever forget to say something that you want to show, just take a pause, run through it in your head, and start the segment again. You can cut out the pause and the edit with your screen capture software, right?
Or they could do what the pros do and make a script so there's nothing to forget.
Like they never
Oh,
do.
they'll never know,
man.
never
Ooh.
You cray, cray.
Cray, baby.
Another thing here.
So what's with those tabs you've got loaded?
Well, that's the website called This Is Why I'm Broke, followed by a compromising image of you, me, Frank Kern, and Mario Brown on my Facebook, followed by a Wikipedia entry on time management.
So you could learn how to teach things like managing time with to-do lists.
Yeah, kind of embarrassing if I'm trying to come across as an expert. And finally, a YouTube search on how to kiss a guy.
So not only are you potentially giving up some personal and none too flattering information,
Yeah, that's right. What if we saw some browser history with some logons to some special sites?
you're also distracting the hell out of the viewer.
So plan your shoot, baby. Just plan your shoot.
You can just go watch this video on YouTube.
Oh man, that's like a recap of badness.
Yeah, so here's what we've got going on here. I don't need to see your search or your scrolling to find what you're looking for. What I need to see is where to go and understand the benefit of me going there.
In other words, why is this a good thing that this works on my smartphone?
Exactly. Now, number two, if you're going to show a video in a video, either let it play silently and you briefly describe the benefit of watching the video to the user, or you don't let it play at all. And let me ask you a question, Mike. Can you read that URL?
Nope. And even if I could, it's a YouTube URL, which looks like a 32-bit military cipher.
Right. So if you want them to actually visit the video, then give them a short URL from like Bitly or TinyURL. So having said that,
Why would you ever tell someone to stop watching your video and go somewhere else and watch another video?
you would do that when you never, ever, 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 ever want to sell anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So thank you for watching this video. Remember, you can get Trello for
Wow, good lighting, good color. The camera's at the right height. It's almost a good scene.
Except for the tree growing out of the top of my head.
That, and I'm trying to read the stuff on your whiteboard.
And let's not forget Magic Dave meandering through the background there.
Yeah, plus the extension cord, the open box, the video lights
It's a hot mess. Plus the audio levels.
are not normalized.
That's right.
So go ahead and send this video to a friend if you think.
And finally, this is perhaps the worst close in video marketing history.
Boy, howdy.
First, what's with your hands?
Well, that's called the evil scientist death grip.
And look, I'm all for a recap, but in this case, you're recapping the recap from the cartoon recap. And then what kind of weak tea is that? Send it to a friend if you think they could use it. What about if the viewer could use it?
I'm telling you, why don't you just harden up and judge the value of the product you just reviewed? Like, this is great. It made a huge difference in the way I work. I highly recommend it.
Why are people so afraid to sell? When it comes time for them to make an offer, even if it's an affiliate offer, why do they walk right up to the point of the close and utterly fail to ask for the sale?
Well, maybe it's because they know their video looks and sounds ghetto, just like yours used to. And that kills their confidence. And that lack of confidence shows up when they try to sell anything.
You've been practicing that speech?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Did I rush it? I felt like I rushed it.
No, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
The ghetto video thing was a little harsh.
sorry,
Let's get out of here.
my man.
Andy, I got a question for you, though. With all this going on, what's the big picture? What's the secret?
You know, the funny thing is, Mike, there really are no secrets. There's just stuff you don't know yet.
Right.
I mean, look, it's not unlike any other thing you do to currently run your business. There are certain procedures, right, that make it work. So, like when you send an email, you go through certain procedures. Or when you publish a blog post, there are certain things you do. Or when you create a product. The point is, getting great video is simply knowing what those procedures are.
Like how much headroom you should have when you're on camera, or having consistent audio levels, or having the right exposure.
Exactly right, man. But here's the real trick to great video. It's excellent message structure.
Like using a cold open to hook viewers' attention and building value through benefits. And of course, strong call to action.
And here's one thing that we can never forget is show, don't just tell. I mean, ever since the first projector lit up a theater 100 years ago, the moving picture medium has been using showing details to tell a story or to deliver the news.
And sell products.
Exactly. Right. Give me that. Bum, bum, Cousins, we didn't spring into existence as professional video marketers. We started out like you, just take it one step at a time. Learn a little more and do things a little differently with each video you make.
Okay, gang, here's what you need to do next. First, review this video a few times. Then download the free checklist we made so you have a list of mistakes not to make when you're making your next video. Just click on the button below and that will help us spread the love and the information in this video by sharing it with your friends. And it will give you a download link to the 101 video mistakes, like a boss.
Like a boss. Speaking of the next video, Mike and I thought it would be cool for you to see what a fixed version of the bad video looks like.
Yeah, Andy actually insisted that he have a chance to redeem himself.
Okay, so in the next video, I went back to the drawing board. I reshot my on-camera appearances, recaptured the software demonstration of Trello.
Which, by the way, is an excellent app despite bad Andy's attempt to show it.
And rejiggered the slideshow and the ending call to action so it doesn't suck.
One more thing. You might have noticed in the bad video, there were 4 distinct styles of video.
Good point, Mike. There was the animation style, like you saw in the open, the direct-to-camera style, the screen capture style, and the presentation style.
Here's the point. Over the last 3 years of working on videos together, Andy and I have identified 13 specific styles of video. And in our next video, we're going to show you how these styles of video
and certain combinations of those styles
work together to increase audience engagement, increase social media sharing, increase brand awareness, and increase traffic creation and sales conversion. Stack all of those increases together, and the result is more customers for your business.
Folks, it's strong training. Mike and I have tested about $1 million worth of traffic against these concepts, so seriously, don't miss it.
Thanks for watching our video.
Seriously, this has been a ton of fun, and we really do hope you learned a lot.
If you did, please do us the honor of having your comments, and if you're into social media and sharing, there's some like, share, retweet, and +1 buttons on this page. Give them a thumb for us, and we'll get to work on getting you the next Videogenesis training video.
Friends, you can do this stuff.
See you in the next video.
Get 'em.